What happened? Where am I?
The teens to rescue overpowered us, and I took it back to your lair.
After what happened into New York, I feel that we need more villains. Dunch, 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 dunch. Well, I put up the message on Chirp. What message? We need more members. That was quick. Oh wait, just an email. I have to take it. I have to take this. Hello?
Hey, how's the team right now?
Good. How's the search?
Not so good. I've spotted Belle and Kenny Boy.
What? Where? How long?
Shauna, cool.
Okay. You can tell me you saw my evil parents, and then tell me to cool.
Belle is sitting on a bed talking to Kenny Boy, and there's some hot guy there too.
Sombra, it's been years. How have you been?
Terrible, 'cause of you!
How?
You forced me with Shauna when I didn't want anything to do with her! Shaunabot, destroy him!
Put them down, or else.
Or what?
Or I will destroy you.
Sure.
Sorry, not.
Must tell Shauna what's happened.
Hey, 2 girls arrived. I'll get the door. Hi, how can we help you?
Oh, since the battle, we can't find our way around Barbie City.
This is a map of New York City and Barbie City. Hey, you guys. Hey guys. You're at my class at Good Guy Academy. You're Tiger, right?
Yeah, and this is Mulan.
What's your powers?
I can turn into a tiger.
I have godlike powers.
She's shy.
Yes.
We need more members. Do you want to join?
Yes!
Stop! Teens to the rescue!
Eve, what happened to you?
And what happened to you? I used to look up to you before. So why are you...
So, warrior.
I'm with the Teens to Rescue. You know, Shauna.
Eve, don't ever try to get my way.
Sombra, now. You need to stop.
No. Just the teens to rescue.
Huh? We need to go and get help. I know. Shauna.
Eve? You copy? Eve? Applejack?
He's not picking up. Wait. Eve's phone is out. Eve's phone is out. Out too. Applejack? Eve is in trouble. Maybe your phone is dead. We need to go and find her. Wait, where did you send her? Belle's lair. Why? The cameras! Look! She's watching Belle. Oh, Sombra. Wait, Sombra? He comes out and attacks Eve? Wait, there's a mist, and someone just picked Eve up. They must know more. Let's find them.
I saw her get thrown into a wall and hit by a car.
Get her to the emergency room. Stat!
Breaking news. Teamster Rescue member Eve Italy has been hospitalized following a brutal attack from an unknown villain.
Sombra.
We are in need of reinforcements.
Agreed. Okay, everyone. As you know, we have a member of our team hospitalized following an attack by Sombra. State your name and powers. Dementia Keeper. Multiple powers including turning back time. Rainbow Dash. Super speed. Mind Reader. I can read minds. Sunset Shimmer. All the powers.
Vampire Girl. I can do vampire-like things. Chelsea Karate. I can do karate. Chelsea Kung Fu. I can do Kung Fu. Jasmine. I can fight really well.
What's this? It says Eve. It says Eve on it. Open it. Okay. It says, Shauna, a car just hit me. They can't get up. But there was a mist, and Shauna bought. Wait, that's Shauna bought. She saved Eve? Why? I don't know. But it has something to do with Sombra, I bet. You're right. She also put Sombra did it. Let's go find them. I feel that Sean is getting reinforcements.
Here they come.
Wow, that's a lot of villains.
As much as needed to bring the Teens Rescue to justice. Sombra's in the base! Get him!
Sleep.
Now, let's find out why you are like this. You are going to date Shauna or else.
Or else what?
Or you're grounded. Sombra, this is Shauna Italy.
I don't want to date her.
Well, too bad.
Shauna, we need to break up.
Wow, I didn't know he had it this bad. Now I know who the real enemy is.
Shauna?
What?
Ever since you saw what you saw, you've been in your room.
I was just thinking.
About what?
About Sombra's dad being a jerk. He has been working for Belle all my life. That explains everything. Beep. 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 What the? She's alive!
Where's Shauna?
Finally, we can conquer Barbie City.
Dun 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 dun.
You!
What?
I'm gonna show you how it feels to be thrown into a wall and hit by a car!
Eve, calm it down.
Move over, Shauna. It's hurdy time. Let me go!
You can do it after the battle. Get them! They're not going to win this time around.
I got this.
Eve, I thought you were dead.
Life can surprise you, Belle, but you might want to think about what happens next.
I beat you?
Nope.
Hey, attacking people is not nice.
Wait, I said that before. Am I that lazy?
Hey, I am not your lunch.
I don't care.
Hey, Belle!
What?
Who's about to get tied up?
Hey, put me down.
Who wants to be beaten? Beaten first. Going once, going twice. Beaten. Bye, Belle.
Hey, sending three people through portals
Is not nice. Can't see me. I'm too fast for you.
done.
That's right, run away!
Well, aren't you a cute bunch of twins?
Get him!
Not cute! Not cute! Not cute!
Yeah!
Ice. No. Fire. Stop. Water. Hey, watch it! Keep walking, mister.
Ow. I'm back!
I'm in charge now.
Hey, you just can't up and leave me!
Watch me.
Ah! Ah!
Good riddance.
Hey, Reverser! You want to take a trip?
Where? Whoa! Whoa! Ow!
New Jersey. Belle's lair.
Let's sell this like the mature adults we are.
Belle, stop it.
You started this. Me? Ow!
Shauna! Belle! Stop it!
But Eve!
No buts. And Shauna, do what you need to do.
Okay.
Ah! This isn't over! You hear me?
Mom, Dad, we need to talk. About what? I didn't want to be with Shauna, and you can't make me.
We're sorry, Sombra.
I'm sorry too. Can we start to be nicer or too? Do we have a deal?
Deal.
Deal. Bye. We're not sorry, right?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Now you already carried out your end of the deal. Basically, because you're not needed at the moment, I can have you stay in another dimension. Eve, why does your hand hurt?
When I got thrown into a wall, the wall, it hurt my hand.
Is it still hurt?
No. Hey, I can take it off now.
Eve, what went wrong with your hair?
What is it?
You have a black streak in your hair.
How did that happen?
Wait, what if your powers are to heal and save yourself? That was a side effect of your powers.
I bet you're right.
I feel there could be a bigger threat than just Belle, and it could come at any moment. We will need reinforcements. You said that back in New York, but this time I mean much more. Just see what you're doing. Eve!
I've been meaning to do that.
Please stop.
You're weak. No! No one cares about you. Leave me alone!